So right now, Hog is a little bit of a problem. Going for almost a month now, untouched by Blizzard, Hog is still dominating the meta and better than pretty much any tank in the entire game. So what are we going to do to fix that? Well, Blizzard did announce that we are getting Hog changes later in the month of January, but I am thinking, is that really enough? Hog is really in dire need of a rework. His hook, the way it is right now, just does not have a place in Overwatch 2, along with his one-shot, unless his whole kit is changed. The biggest issue with this right now is if you nerf his damage, he will not stay up to par and will go into the ground compared to the other tanks. If you nerf his health or heals, he will just get shredded in high rank, so why not completely rework his kit? A large feeling to me, at least with Roadhog, is that he lacks a movement ability that allows him to play with the team that makes him such a annoying one-shot tank. Now, heroes like Zarya don't have a movement ability like that, but her bubble still enables the team. Hog does this by getting cheap hook kills that the only way to stop them is to dodge, and most of the time you can't even do that because his hook goes through 10 galaxies to find you and then pulls you back through time and space. I do think Hog should have a playstyle in which he doesn't rely on himself or a one-shot or needing to be completely mobile. I think everyone can agree that one-shots are not fun, especially in a game like Overwatch, and if we were to take this one-shot away, what could this ability turn to? Hog should not try to be ball, but it doesn't mean he can't be like an Orisa or a Sigma with some type of displacement ability that takes skill to hit and doesn't feel completely terrible to go against but still has value. His hook can maybe be used as a displacement mechanic, but then again we go into the same problem with his damage being too high. I don't think that the problem is his hook, to be honest. I think it's literally just being able to one-shot the enemy after, and mainly being able to survive walking into the enemy, hooking someone, one-shotting them, and then just completely walking out freely. The hook is not Hog's problem, it's literally everything else in his kit. I have ideas of what we can do to make Hog's hook, mobility, health, everything, so let's get to it. When it comes to his kit, you really have to be careful, because if you tweak too much in one direction, you get what you have now, an unfun hero to play against, and no one likes that. One thing that I think would be really cool is don't let the hook come in immediately. You can still hook obviously, but like Junker Queen's knife, you can choose when to bring it in. Obviously, this would be a short time frame, but I think that it would be cool. Also, being able to flip around as Hog to displace is really cool tech and it's fun, so why not leave that as a part of his kit as well? I also like the idea of maybe even being able to walk away with the hook to pull an enemy, almost like they can't escape, and then pulling them into your team to kill them while they're still attached to the hook. I think that would be really cool. This would make the hook a bit shorter, less frustrating, and a little more balanced with how tanks are in Overwatch 2. Along with this, maybe a little animation too, like a lasso twirl, but with this hook, so you almost know that it's coming, but it would still be a strong ability and relatively easy to hit, but just not a one-shot. Another addition would be able to charge it up and make the hook longer in certain situations. This has a notable Q, and like I said, you would know it's coming, but it would still be strong as a skill shot for Roadhog players. And along with this, maybe launching them back but closer to you, like the Junker Queen knife again, would be a cool addition to his kit. And that extra pull at the end could definitely be a big plus to his displacement playstyle. Hook should not bring you to an immeasurable death, but it should bring you a large disadvantage, as the player actually being hooked should be punished for being out of position if we're talking about this new Hog, not the current Hog that can just hook anything and kill it. Now, onto Roadhog's next ability that definitely needs tweaking, Take a Breather. This, in my opinion, is one of Hog's largest advantages to being that flanker-like tank. I like the ability concept of Take a Breather, but it definitely should make you slower, and I mean a lot slower when playing Hog. Like I said before, one of this hero's biggest issues is that he can just really walk in and out, untouched unless the enemy has an Ana, and let's be real here, that's saying if the Ana uses her abilities correctly. A lot of people have said that maybe he should have to stand still to heal, but me personally, even as someone who really wants Hog to just die and all Hog players to just get what they deserve, This will definitely mess up the flow of fights and might not be fun for the Hog player and give everyone else a little bit too much of an advantage. And if we are going to keep the 50% damage reduction, the amount of healing should be a lot less. This is one of the reasons that Hog can kind of venture out on his own, and it does not encourage a fun playstyle at all for your team as the Hog, since you have a tank that's going in the enemy backline, and for the enemy randomly getting picked in the backline without any way of stopping it or killing the target that commits the one shot. Taking away the 50% might not be the worst thing in the world with 300 health restored with this ability. But if, say, he was only healing like 150, then I think it would be okay for the 50% damage reduction to stay, because that is still very counterable with such a low amount healing. See, not many changes to these abilities can make such a fun new playstyle for a hero we all hate to play against. I don't think anyone likes playing against Hog. One part of Hog's kit that I actually really like and would not change much is his ultimate. I don't think it needs less damage, and maybe even just for survival aspects of his ultimate, give him back the old heal so it makes him a little less killable while using it. I think that was a great addition to Overwatch 2, was them letting him use his hook and his breather while playing his ultimate, because it just leaves him a lot less vulnerable. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Hog needs a new ability completely, but like I said before, all his abilities can be tweaked to be better and more balanced. Like I said before, the reason that Hog is so frustrating is because he can just get in and get out. And taking away these abilities and replacing them with these new ones, like knowing when the hook is going to come in, the hook not one-shotting you, and maybe not being able to heal 3 players' health pools in a 2-second period while you're able to take as much damage as can be, and it just won't stop you at all. So yeah, I think these would personally be great changes for Hog. And I do want to know all of your guys' changes that you think should happen to Hog, or if you have a new ability in mind, comment that below. With recent reworks, I actually enjoy most of them, and Blizzard has been doing a great job. And if you think I'm wrong, take a look at a hero like Orisa or Torb, and when they first got reworked. A lot more fun, a lot more balanced, and way better for the game in my opinion at least. I mean, who liked just playing left click simulator with Orisa and just shooting at the enemy for 10 years before they died? Like, it's so much more fun with her new version, and I definitely think they can do the same thing with Hog. I think the main goal with Hog should really be to have him play as like an actual tank and not a flanker with 700 HP that can be restored himself like every 12 seconds or whatever it is. It's really hard to balance him though. Hog is a tough hero to fit into Overwatch 2, but I really do have faith that Blizzard might have a chance of fixing this hero and not just putting him deeper in the ground than Overwatch 1. Comment what you guys think should happen to Hog, and thanks for watching.